Variant Geek Podcast. My name is Brennan.
I'm Zach, and Jason is dead.
He's being a man of God because it's a Sunday, so he's celebrating the Lord. I sound like I'm making fun, but I'm really not. He's a church.
He a church man.
Good for him. But anyway, hey, the Game Awards happened. That's a thing that happened.
That is true. They did done happen. And for those who missed it, basically Baldur's Gate won 6
Everything.
awards. Alan Wake 2 won 3 big awards.
That surprised me, but good for them.
I mean, I want to play Alan Wake because I've never played the first one, and I think it has something to do with flashlights. If I'm not mistaken, you know, like shining them on like the ghost people.
Yeah, no, I know. I watched Oxhorn play it.
And I've heard obviously it won awards, so obviously it's pretty good. But Alan Wake 2, I kind of want to play. I'll just wait until it goes for like $30 or something. I don't think it's a game I want to pay full price for.
I mean, fair enough.
Tears of the Kingdom. You know it's a stacked year in gaming when Tears of the Kingdom wins 1 award.
Yeah.
And that was for Best Action Adventure. But
Let's talk about who. Anyone get snubbed that anyone's upset about?
I mean, you know, actually for Game of the Year nods, I think there was a handful of games that got snubbed. Super Mario Wonder didn't deserve to be there. Resident Evil 4 Remake, I don't think deserved to be there.
Okay. I don't know if I'd say doesn't deserve for either of those, because, I mean, yeah, it's nothing new, but Wonder, I mean, it's good, and what is new is on the same level of what's new and, like, taught, and, I mean, it's there, so if it deserves to be there, it deserves to as well. It's still a good game, it's just, you know, it's just the same formula.
I think a game that was a lot of people talked about it a lot more and got a lot more praise, especially from a smaller studio. Everybody really hoped Liza P was going to get a Game of the Year nod.
Oh, no. There's no way. It was a fad that died quickly, I think.
Oh, far from, actually. Like, a lot of people
I haven't heard anything about it in weeks.
A lot of people talked about it for a long while after it came out, and it was very, very highly well received.
Okay.
But a game that I think got snubbed for Game of the Year was Final Fantasy 16. If anything, that should have gotten it over Super Mario. Or Resident Evil 4 Remake, because it's technically not a new game. The game already existed.
Nah, game was great. I'm okay with it getting a nod.
It's a good game, but it's a remake. It's not a new game. So
yeah, still great. A game that came out, so I think it's fine being there. But I agree, Final Fantasy definitely should have been there.
But the biggest snub that has pissed off a lot of people is Spider-Man 2 won 0 awards. It got nominated for 7, and it won 0.
Kind of funny. I keep seeing memes all over the place of, you know, and best Spider-Man suit goes to Baldur's Gate 3, and they're like, what? And then there's like one Spider-Man suit that apparently everyone hated that everyone's making fun of. Makes me kind of laugh.
Yeah. I mean, like, I will grant Spider-Man 2 was a good game. It was a good game. It's fun. You know, it's... I don't think story-wise it's better than Arkham City, but it is...
Is anyone saying that it is?
I mean, it's being, like, the two best superhero games right now that people are, like, arguing between are Arkham City and Spider-Man 2, because it does have a good story. Yuri Lowenthal did a great job.
Oh, yeah. I won't even try to argue that. He did amazing.
Which, I loved Neil Newbon's performance as Asterion. I'm experiencing it more now because I'm actually like including him. My first playthrough, he wasn't in my party much at all. So he did a great job. I do think it should have gone to Ben Starr, who voiced Clive in Final Fantasy 16. But
look at the impact though, like culture wise, of like Asterion. Like, I'm just
Oh
saying that's
yeah,
probably a big part of why he did. And like him as a person, a lot of his outreach that he does, I just feel like that went a really long way for him to win the award. I'm not saying any of them didn't deserve other than him. I'm just saying that's probably why he ended up winning it. But yeah, like I mean, like you already said, all those gentlemen did amazing this year, and he really could have gone to any of them, and I'd be happy.
yeah. Um, it's what was I gonna say? Oh, so outside of that though, the three biggest things that came outside of the game announcements that came from the
Hmm.
Game Awards was the Spider-Man 2 fans being really upset about Game of the Year. Um, especially like, I mean, it's a superhero game. I don't think it's ever gonna win something like that because it doesn't really do anything we haven't seen before.
Right, and I think a big thing too to consider is the fact that I don't want to say a lot of the game because obviously, like, I haven't played the whole thing myself, so I'm not a fair enough of a comparison. But like, go fetch 37 backpacks around the city. Go claim 27 outposts. Like, there's nothing like that in a game like Baldur's Gate. So I don't really think there's no shot of it winning comparatively. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah, and like Baldur's Gate did what Elden Ring did. It pushed the medium forward. It
Mm-hmm.
introduced new things. They delivered a polished, finished product. Obviously, they've been
Mm-hmm.
adding big patches and big hot fixes here and there.
Right.
Like one that dropped in this past month was the new like epilogue, which I can't do on my character that I've beaten the game on because I don't have a save before the final battle.
Cool.
But um, it looks cool. They've added a lot more scenes. They fixed bugs. I mean, it's a really finished product, and there's just so much to do in it. So much creativity that you can
Mm-hmm.
have. You want to do this, you can do that. You want to be barbarian. Um,
Oh, get out of here! Get out! Boo!
you can do that. You want to be
Boo!
a druid draconic sorcerer, you can do that. You want to be a fighter cleric, you can like there's so many things you can
You
do.
want to be a muscle mommy?
Well, I mean there's technically I guess already two, but anyways,
Mm-hmm.
um it did so many things, and it just like Elden Ring did, it upset developers being like, hey, this shouldn't be the norm. Like, don't expect this from us. And we're like, I mean, we don't expect you to put out a Baldur's Gate 3 every year. We don't.
Well, we just
That's
want you to take a little more care with your product,
yeah,
please.
exactly. The second biggest thing to come from the Game Awards was Christopher Judge ripping
Ah,
Call of Duty,
kind of
and
funny.
the Call of Duty devs are acting like absolute children. Like they're
Like, they
one of
know they put out a full price DLC. That's all
oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
like they actively well know that their game was received really poorly. And so for those who don't know, Christopher Judge said that in 2022 when he gave his speech for best performance, it was 8 minutes long. It was a long ass speech, and it got memed all over. And this year he announced the winner for best performance, and he made a
Hmm.
joke that his speech last year was longer than this year's call, and he gave the biggest shit-eating smirk before he
Oh
said
yeah,
it.
my man.
He said that his speech last year was longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign, and then he's like,
Hmm.
"That's another company I'm never gonna work for." Um,
Yeah.
and one of the tweets from the Call of Duty devs was like talking about short retention from God of War fans to Call of Duty. Like, no crap. A single player game that's meant to be experienced once, maybe twice, is going to have shorter retention than a multiplayer game.
Nah.
And like, they're just being really childish and kind of rude over it. Um,
Like, I
cause
would
it,
understand it, being like, dude, not really the time or place. I get that. But at the same time, like,
he spoke facts.
he wasn't Well, he wasn't being really serious. He even was like, "Nah, I'm just,
It was a
playing
joke.
or whatever." Like, yeah.
And they're really defensive over it.
Like y'all shit on him for his his speech, and then when he gave back what you had done to him in full, like why does it matter now? Like why can't he say basically the same thing back to you guys? Because I'm sure there was people in that studio making fun of him as well. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and
The whole thing is stupid. Like, get over it. Make a better game.
if he wasn't right, why are you so upset over it?
True. That's a good point.
Like
Yo, that's a good
if
point.
he was actively just like spitting lies, there's no reason to get upset because your game would speak for itself. But you know that he's speaking facts. You know your game don't speak
POV,
for
all the
itself.
people, all the Sony fanboys that are having an aneurysm over Baldur's Gate right now it basically the same thing you just said, but for that.
And the third thing was this year, product wise, was a phenomenal year for games. So many amazing games came out this year. But for the industry, it was a really bad year. There was layoffs left and right. A lot of the people that made some of the games that won awards or got nominated for awards aren't working there anymore because they got laid off. And Ben Starr mentioned something about it before in an interview before the award show that it was just hopefully this is the worst it gets. I feel bad for all those people that pour their hearts and souls into these amazing games and then told out and they don't got a job anymore. So I'm hoping it gets better. But the thing that sucks is the Game Awards is meant to honor and give respect to all these companies and games and individuals that made these phenomenal products and that continue to move this amazing medium forward. And they got they weren't allowed to really give their speeches.
Dude, that was bad. I hated seeing that.
Yeah, because the music came on pretty quick to tell them to wrap it up. You could see "wrap it up" on the teleprompters, not even a minute after they start giving their speech. And the it's an award show, and while the trailers are really cool, it was
there's more.
it was
it should be something that is celebrating the achievements of all the people there in the room.
exactly.
Primarily, first and foremost. No one would argue that that's not what it's for, and yet they took that. I think one of the best examples is when Mr. Newborn, I can never say
Newborn.
Newborn, thank you. Newborn, Jesus, Brennan. When he was giving his speech, he had a sentence left he was gonna say, and they just started playing the music, and he yelled the last bit, and he was talking about important stuff like mental health and stuff like that, and how video games help people find voices and all this stuff, making a beautiful speech, and they're just all right, move along.
All right, let's wrap this up. Come on, go. We got more trailers to show, bro.
People really, 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 really want to see this trailer, man.
Which, now that we have all that serious stuff out of the way, there were some great trailers and announcements that came out of the award show.
Not kept.
The new Hideo Kojima project. He's working with Jordan Peele.
What did he say about it? Because I had to peace out for something during that.
He didn't really say much.
He said, "Here is game.
Literally,
you will all buy it."
He's working with a lot of he's not at liberty to say who else he's working with, but he's working with a lot of really brilliant creative minds, I guess. It's going to be a horror game, which is probably why he's bringing Jordan Peele onto it. And I'm intrigued. I mean, he is a very talented individual, so we'll see. It might be an Xbox exclusive too, because I think he's working with Microsoft Game Studios.
All right, I'm interested.
God of War Ragnarok got a free DLC that's coming out this week.
Oh.
Marvel's Blade is in development at Arcane Studios.
Do you think that's ever gonna not be a failure? I don't know the best way. I hope so, because it's a cool character and it's a cool I almost said universe, but I mean they're all kind of the same universe. But he has a very cool source material, and I think there's a lot of potential there.
Oh yeah. I mean, it could be a really good game. I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping we just ignore Redfall ever happened. And just move on.
I'm so sad about Redfall though, because like it is such a cool concept, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just sucked.
Yeah. No Man's Sky developer Hello Games showed off Light No Fire, which is a big open world co-op kind of exploration game. As the man was explaining it, I'm like, my dude, stop, because he's overhyping it a lot. And
this has happened before.
That didn't work well the last time. So my hopes are gonna stay grounded. And
grounded in the reality of what we've had before.
It could be phenomenal because it looks like a sci-fi. I love it when sci-fi and fantasy kind of meet.
Yeah.
And you get to ride dragons. I mean,
yo,
Dragonflight who? But it could. Yeah, I have hope.
Mm-hmm. It looks interesting. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't need to say the same thing.
Rise of the Ronin, which is a new samurai action adventure game.
Yo.
Which obviously I will probably be playing. Comes out on March 22nd next year.
Nah, you wouldn't play that. You're not.
Yeah,
you don't. You
right.
wouldn't. You wouldn't play that at all.
You're right. I mean, it has a grappling hook and you got a glider. That's all you need for traversal. Skull and... Oh, go ahead.
Excuse you. Halo Infinite had a grapple hook and it didn't win Game of the Year. So I'm gonna say.
All I'm gonna say is that map was ass, in my opinion.
Yes. Did you think I was being serious?
No, I know you weren't.
Okay, I was like, oh god, please don't think I'm that blinded by the fact that I used to love the series.
Skull and Bones got a release date of February 16th next year.
I can't believe that damn game's finally coming out.
I think it had to, because I think they worked with the Singaporean government. And they're like,
that's right. It was like, yo,
gotta get this
game out, bro. We gave you money.
We gave you money. You gave us jobs. Otherwise, you're gonna be in trouble. So as long as the gameplay is, in my opinion, at least slightly better than the naval combat in AC4, which is really old.
That's gonna be really. Oh, that's gonna be. I will say that's gonna be hard to do though, because I mean they made that really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's old, but I mean it's still. I was literally just playing that like last week.
So I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I try and be hopeful on these games. I've been burned a lot by being hopeful in a game, but hopefully I'm not burned this time. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which is the new Budokai Tenkaichi game, which a lot of people are excited for. Not my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people are really, really, really excited for it.
I just want, and I'm not dogging on it because I mean it did it first if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'm just, bro, can we have a fucking anime game that's not just a fighting game? Like Jesus.
Well,
there's other things to do.
Speaking of which, let's see if I can find it. It's like Berserk something.
What?
It literally
better be a Soulsborne.
It literally looks like anime God of War Soulsborne.
Good.
I'm trying to the first Berserker. That's what it's called. If you want to see the trailer, I might put it up on the screen. We'll see.
Okay.
But it looks kind of cool. The animation styles it's like I think they described it as like the characters are anime cartoonish.
Yeah.
But everything else is like drawn as if it were like kind of photorealistic. So
I don't know how to feel about that statement.
It could be interesting. Space Marine 2 got a release date of next year, September 9th.
I just want to kill bugs. I just want to kill the big old bugs.
I just want to kill bugs with the homies, man.
That's
Well,
all I want.
Black Myth Wukong, which follows the story of Sun Wukong in the Journey to the West, which, for those who don't know, Journey to the West is basically the Odyssey for China. It's like one of their biggest, most
I
popular
knew that.
epic stories. Um, Jurassic Park is getting a survival game.
What?
Yeah, first-person survival game.
In case you didn't realize, I didn't watch the full broadcast. I was doing other things.
Saber Interactive, which is the team that's supposed to be working on the KOTOR remake, is working on it.
Dude, the thing is never gonna come out.
No, it's not. You can click the eye right here and view our video on games that need a remake. Shameless.
Why do you have to say it like that? Like, what is wrong with you?
I don't think we need an answer to that question.
Yeah, we can just look at you. That's fair.
Any games that you saw that you're really excited? Another game that wasn't announced there that I'm excited that's coming out next year is Dragon's Dogma 2, which I think we talked about.
I was gonna say Dragon's Dogma 2.
It looks cool. The gameplay looks pretty. What do you think?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Excuse me. Sorry. I had a big old boy yawn. Yeah, no, I really want to see some more of Dragon's Dogma 2 because it sounds like they're really improving upon what kind of lost a lot of people with the first game. So yep, hopefully that's as good as it is currently looking in the little tiny chunks we have seen. As far as what else I'm really looking forward to, obviously Elden Ring DLC. They didn't show anything with that. I kind of want it before I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
As it's an amazing game, but my god, you can only milk my interest for so long. Please, let me play the damn game. That's all. But yeah, I don't know, nothing really else that I haven't been super up to date as you have been with, what's coming. GTA 6 in almost 2 years.
That did get a trailer this month, and it got 100 million views in less than 24 hours.
It's insane. It also is just Florida. Did either you or I send each other the comparison? Like, it's literally just Florida.
I don't think you sent it to me, but I have seen that, yes.
Yeah, where it's like the actual news clips of everything that's in the trailer.
I will say,
I'm gonna assume that's a yes.
yes.
Okay.
There's one other game that I am really, really, really looking forward to next year.
Sex with Hitler 2, or 3 rather, because 2 came out this year and somehow didn't get a Game of the Year nod.
I know, like, what the heck?
Please don't cancel me. I didn't mean it. I don't like Nazis. I hate them, in fact.
Is Metaphor ReFantasio, which is the new game from the creators of Persona 3, 4, and 5.
Oh.
It's not Persona. It's a new game, new characters.
It'll just be Persona with a new skin.
No,
Just kidding.
it
I'm
looks
just
really
kidding.
They got the concept artist from Nier Automata, which is a really highly renowned game.
All right. I see what you're doing here.
And they got the mechanical designer from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Ugh.
So
Put a little zest on that.
I am really, really excited for it. It should be
Good.
really fun.
Well, hopefully for your sake it is.
Let's see here. Godzilla -1 apparently came out. Looks pretty good, apparently. Godzilla vs. Kong, whatever, the New World or something? I don't know.
Something like that, dude. I have no idea.
It got a trailer.
Yay!
What do you think? We've had a decent amount, like 4 or 5 episodes this month of JJK. What are you thinking so far?
I'm thinking I'm gonna go purchase more of the novelization after it's done so that I can continue the story because I need to know what the hell's going on.
I need to know what's gonna happen.
And I don't want to wait.
Yeah. Because God, this month alone we got, I think, the Jogo fight against Sukuna, Sukuna versus
Poor
Mahora.
guy. Poor
Yeah.
Johto, man.
Mans is literally, I think, one of the strongest disaster curses, and Mans had 2 of his fights that we saw out of like 3, I guess, technically. One was against the strongest sorcerer in modern times, the other was against the strongest sorcerer ever.
Literal devil.
So, Mans could not win. He tried.
Yeah.
But
He did his best. He took a lot with him though.
true.
But yeah, no, it's great. I love seeing all of my favorite characters die. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's totally not pissing me off every week. Bastards.
Spoiler alert. Give you all a second for the most recent episode of JJK. Okay. We got to see Toto do his Black Flash that did literally zero. All this schnaz and panaz. Man was looking real cool. And they hyped it up way more than it was in the manga.
I know. I was sitting here and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, what's he gonna do? And then he did it. And I'm like, all right.
And he did like 0 damage because he can't damage Mahito's soul. Which it's been making me think a lot recently that JJK is modern day Berserk for younger people.
Really?
To an extent, like especially like there's a lot of equivalencies with Yuji and Guts.
What?
Especially in terms of like suffering and what they had to go through.
Yuji's happy though.
Yuji ain't happy right now, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but that's an isolated incident. Most of the time he has been. I guess. Like I don't
like,
see it. But I'm also not a massive weeb.
Guts was pretty happy during the Golden Age arc, and then all that stuff happened.
Oh,
now
I'm
sad,
trying to
depressed.
compare the two in my head, and it's just making me go, ew, no, ew.
Like but like obviously it's like toned down a lot for like Yuji. I feel bad for Yuji, but like Guts, like in the most recent chapter I read, these basically this demon is turning people into like children into elves, like which are really tiny. They're kind of like pixies, I guess, in this universe.
I'm aware.
And they he led them. He's like, because they're attacking a village, and he led them all into a barn, and then he lit the barn on fire to kill them all. And then to his chagrin, he didn't realize that when they died, they reverted back to their original human forms, which are children. So you have a barn of burning children.
Sucks to suck, brother.
And dude's like, all right, because he's like, all right, yeah, what do you want? I just saved you all. And then he notices the burning children in the background. He's like, all right, you know what? Screw this. Yep, I might as well just full send.
That is so funny to me.
Oh my, Guts is insane. It is crazy. I am loving Berserk so much so far.
We get it. Oh my god, if it's made in Japan, you'll buy it.
Not exactly true.
It is. It is, brother.
But anything else you wanna touch on that's happened this month? This is the last episode of 2023.
Oh my goodness, we do so few of these in a year now. I forget.
Yeah, we managed to actually do one a month this year.
One a year.
What? Get ready. We'll see you guys next year.
We'll see you guys in a year. Oh man, I just thank you all for the support throughout the year. It's been great. I know not as many people watch this, but the few of you that do, you're seeing. We appreciate you. It all helps. Be sure to check out all our other stuff. I may or may not be under a new handle now on I almost said TikTok, on the Twitch of DeBuff and Bibacoo. But
The other day. But yeah, what Brendan said, thank you all so much. I think my hope next year is to start putting up at least one video every 2 weeks.
We should, in theory, in the next month, other things I can't Can't say at the time, as I enjoy my job and need it for this to happen, but we should be integrating some more video or something so you can see our beautiful faces. Call it that. But yeah, we should be getting some more content out and some better looking stuff. So keep an eye out for all that. It's gonna be a good year.
Yeah, I think, and we grew a lot this year, a lot more than I thought we were going to. Primarily on TikTok, but we did grow a lot here. So thank you all. Hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. And anything else you want to add?
Buy our merch that we totally have.
Yeah. Do that.
We don't have merch.
Yet. Unless you guys want to follow us, and then we'll get merch. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Bye.